Well, you should be able to hear me now. That was kind of embarrassing. I completely forgot to connect the microphone. That is real professional, Seb. So let's do the whole intro again, I suppose. And I hope I have put this correctly. Normally I put off the pop filter actually, so bear with me as I just fiddle about a bit more. This might be a bit annoying on the audio front. I am very sorry. But yeah, the setup on the microphone is not ideal where I can easily place it. I don't have a great stand for it, so it's kind of connected to my desk, but it's very fiddly to get it in position correctly. But this should kind of do, I hope. I am very sorry about that. I was in a bit of a hurry to actually prepare, and normally I test my audio levels before I start, but this time I messed up. So let's just start over. Why don't we? Welcome everyone. I hope no one actually logged in before. We are going to do a bit of a spooky themed stream, I hope. On CDI that is slim pickings, but we'll try. For the occasion I did break out a nice little beer, the Devote, which a Belgian beer with 6.66% alcohol, to stay in the spirit. And unfortunately there's not a whole lot of scary games on CDI, but we will try to find something, and as you see in the title, at least we are going to play some Creature Shock, which is it real scary? Well, not really, but it's kinda getting there. Please let me know if the audio levels are okay, if you are hearing this. Also with the game, because again I did not test it out beforehand this time around. Normally I'm better prepared, but yeah. Been running a bit behind schedule. Anyway, I was explaining that I also got a little package from Poland yesterday in the mail, so I figured, might as well see what's in here on stream, or at least I hope it is what I think it is, which will be of no use today, but it will be of use on Sunday for the Commodore 64. And those Polish people, they have really wrapped this well. Can't really break anything in this bad boy, which is okay. That's how we want to see it. And this was kind of a bit of a present for myself, I guess, because this Saturday is actually my birthday. That's the receipt, so let's not show that. Just a plain box. Let's see what we can find in here. Always cool to open new stuff, isn't it? Hopefully we don't need that anymore. Let's find here. Hey there, buddy. Good to see you. Thank you. We are only Saturday, and we're not too great about birthdays, because the big 4 is coming up very soon. Although I still have a year to go, right? So yeah, watch Real Play Retro. Welcome to see you. Thank you very much for joining us. And of course Ben, great. Garfif, great. Alright. So Mystic Midway might be on the perhaps list today, if we have time. I don't know, it's also kind of spooky, I guess. It does have that Halloween vibe, doesn't it? But yeah, power cable, very handy, because this is actually a replacement power supply for the Commodore 64. And it also has a little what's it called? Like to daisy chain your disk drive in here, so that's good. And the reason I got this is because I am using the stock Commodore 64 power supply, and it still works right, but those things tend to be a bit finicky, and sooner or later they will give out a bit too much voltage, so you need to keep testing those things, and eventually you will just blow up your C64. And I already blew one up, so I figured, might as well stay safe and just get one that is a bit more modern, a bit more safer, just to keep the gear as in good condition as possible. So that's for Sunday, when we can actually use that. By the way, how are the audio levels? Are they alright now? Because I screwed up the beginning where the microphone wasn't actually plugged in, so I hope I managed to set that right. So today what I wanted to play was Creature Shock, which is a bit of a scary game. I'm not great with scary games in general. I am very bad. I was a bit of a wuss when I grew up. I'm still kind of a wuss. You don't want to see me play Amnesia or anything. I haven't tried it, and that's probably for the better. But yeah, even back then I was so bad with horror games. This game, however, is no big deal, honestly. It's kind of an interesting. It's kind of an FMV shooter. Originally it came out on 3DO and shortly after the MS-DOS version, and those versions are better, I will say that right off the bat, but this one is still kind of interesting for CDI. This came out very late. I think the original came out in 1993, and this came out in, I think, 1997 actually, so very late in the CDI's life, and unfortunately it does suffer from some things to make it actually work on the system. But one advantage of this over the 3DO version is that this actually supports a mouse, and for some reason the 3DO version does not. So I actually got out the CDI mouse, and for those who never saw this, this is an amazing piece of gear for your CDI. This is probably going to be a bit of an issue here with Mr. Grizo over here. Thank you, man, thank you. It's not my birthday yet, it's Saturday, and in the box you get like the manual, which the volume is really low. Okay, so I will try to adjust that a bit. Let's see if I can just put this a bit closer here. And let's see if that audio interface is real finicky, so I don't want to push it too hard. Please let me know if it's still too soft so I can push it a bit louder. But anyway, so in the manual you also see two other controllers which you don't. Well, this one you see actually quite often, the roller controller, and it's pretty cool if you have kids. It's a very accessible controller. It has huge buttons and a giant trackball in the middle to play with, and it's really fun for kids. And this one is just a trackball thing, which is also decent for example, reference material. Although if you have the Mighty Mouse, then you're probably having the best experience for anything when it comes to cursor-based reference materials on the CDI, or in this case a railroad shooter. So this also works quite well for all the laser game, American laser games, laser games. There we go. Also comes with a cool little mouse mat, which is pretty nice. And this thing is thick, yo. Look at it. It's very sturdy. It's a nice mouse pad. And of course the mouse itself. The one thing that is maybe arguably a bit of a letdown for this thing is that it does not have a third button like the button 1 and 2 together. Now it's kind of excusable because, well, you know, it's meant for mousing, so normally you wouldn't play games with it. I mean, that was not the intention for this thing. But yeah, it would have been nice if there was a third mouse button that combined the two, but there is not. So, but otherwise, this is a very cool mouse with one of those balls in it, and has a decent amount of wire or lead, so that's good. No, it's not a toy. And it, for some reason, also comes with a little like standard you can place your mouse in, which I'm not really sure why they figured that was needed, but that way you can maybe place it on the side of your PC, which you don't have if you use a CDI, of course, because the CDI is much mightier. Even has a bit of a sticky pad to, you know, stick it onto something. But yeah, really cool little package. So we're going to use that because, and that might make a difference because Creature Shock, I've never gotten too far in it because it's very difficult, I find, and especially with a controller, I find it near impossible. So we're gonna skip this boy, and we are going for the mouse, which should give us a a bit of an easier time in theory. It's still going to be tough, I think, but we'll see what we can do. If I can plug it in. There we go, that's what she said. And hopefully Friso won't mind the mouse too much. The Mickey. You mean the mouse? Or did my TESS just make that kind of weird? The Mickey. No, you actually said Mickey. Sorry, I didn't get that. So my object for Creature Shock today is Disney World. Sorry, I'm a bit lost now, I think. Can I nickname this? You mean which controller? The mouse? I'm sorry. Yeah, I know Mickey Mouse. Oh, right. Wow. My brain kinda messed up there, I think, because I didn't think Mickey Mouse. Okay. My brain fart of today, or the first one at least. There are bound to be more. My hope for today is that we can manage to get through the first level of the game. Yeah, I'm that bad with the game. The game is difficult in a sense that it heavily relies on memorization and knowing enemy patterns. And I haven't tested this thing thoroughly. I haven't played it for a very long while, so this is probably going to end very, very terrible. But then at least something is scary in this stream, right? So let's actually start to go over here and load in the game. Now I seem to remember that it is wise to actually start with disc 2. This is one of the very rare, if not only, games on CDI. I can't really think of any other game that has 2 discs and has you swap disc as well. And the weird thing, as I remember, is that the first disc will boot up, and then it will actually have the opening scene, and then when you want to start the first level, it will ask you to change the disc, and after it will change again, which is kind of odd, because that first level is actually cut in this version, unfortunately. Also, please let me know again if the audio levels are alright, or if it's too loud. I think it might be too loud. If I probably should lower that quite a bit. Again, I am very sorry. Yeah, that's what I thought. Thank you. Let's hope if this is okay. And turn up the mic. Yeah, we can do that. Let's see. Where are we? There we are. How's this? Is this better? Or am I starting to peak now? No, this is okay, I think. Yeah, do your test beforehand. That's always a good thing to do. But oh well.
It is the year 2123, and the massive overpopulation of the Earth has forced the human race to investigate the colonization of the other planets. To this end, the tribal class survey ships were constructed and each dispatched with its own mission to find mankind a new home. The Myrmidon to Mars, the Aztec to Venus, and the Amazon to the moons of Jupiter and Saturn.
Captain, please come to the bridge.
I'll be there in a moment, Alex. Life signs, normal. Cryopod 8. Life signs, normal.
This is real early FMVs.
Good morning, Captain. We are approaching the Carboniferous asteroid we detected yesterday. I would like to attempt a flypast to scan it more closely. Course alteration locked in. Scan commencing now.
Okay, Alex, what have we got?
Spectral data indicates a variety of compounds. Carbon dioxide, water, ammonia. Relevant data is on screen, ready for access. I am also picking up sulfates, amino acids, and proteins.
Alex, those are organics. Have you scanned for any form of life?
No point, Captain. The asteroid is obviously alive.
Are you sure?
Certain. Should I attempt evasive action? Activating emergency procedure.
Jesus, Alex, talk to me.
Drive system overload. Detonation imminent. Captain, please commence manual shutdown of drive systems. Launching automatic distress beacon. Beacon launched. Initiating lifeboat pre-launch sequence. Warning, you have 10 seconds to reach safety. Lifeboat launch in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Countdown interrupted. Hull and engine core reached. Main drive will detonate in...
Uh-oh.
2, 1.
Well, that went well. Gotta love these very early graphics here. Still, you know, this was made in 1993 and back then this was quite, you know, revolutionary to have this on the screen in your game console, in that case the 3DO. This version came out and I think it was 97, which is very late. And as such it wasn't as impressive anymore, but you know, it's still kind of campy. And this is, so basically I don't know if the story came through, if the audio was hearable, but basically in 2023 we will have a population crisis and well, we have to find out new planets, so you know, in next year this will be the thing. So there's a few options here, and it's not too many because I think it's only audio options. Yeah, only sound and music. Kind of funny to see how they predicted some things which kind of are an issue, you know. We are running into some of these issues. Yeah, because a living rock, that doesn't well, I guess we can eat the damn thing, or he just ate us. So the thing with this version is that this is gonna be fun with Friso. The thing with this version is that initially in the original version of the game there was a first level which was a little like shoot 'em up version or game where you are behind your spacecraft and you go through an obstacle course and you shoot things, yada yada yada. Kind of like the gameplay from Kefir, only you actually shoot. However, on the CDI version, unfortunately, this was completely cut. So that instead got turned into a cutscene. So that is... this is going to be great. So that's going to actually be quote-unquote level 1. Which we should be able to actually play. Look, you even can start on mission 1. Or mission 2, which is the actual gameplay in this case. But normally, mission 2 Saturn is actually the first level of the game where it's a bit of a shoot 'em up section. Which is pretty cool, but CDI couldn't handle that. So there's also 3 difficulty levels. Basically what the difficulty level does is it will double the damage you take. And I couldn't even get through the first part, like the actual first level. On easy, so let's just keep it at easy and see what we can find. But yeah, time for another cutscene, and this is on disc number 2, so this is why I actually put it in first and not disc 1. For some reason both discs actually have the full intro, which is kind of odd. This cutscene has a lot less speech. It's kind of awkward like that, especially because there are well, 2 individuals in there. But yeah, there's a spaceship which you would normally fly, but unfortunately not the case in this version. I guess this is a moon base. And this game has a bit of a kind of alien vibe to it. Not entirely, but you know, kind of. And there's our hero, guys. I forgot his name already. It should come up soon enough. And yeah, it has very slow, deliberate movements, like in all those early 3D rendering movies and the likes. Look at that face. There's our boss man. I guess we should have a seat or something. Cool movie.
Activating emergency procedures. Activating emergency procedures.
Yeah. Look at that 5-second loop. Take it all in.
Please sit down, Commander. We picked up a distress beacon from the survey ship Amazon. You are being sent to assess the situation. The last location transmission showed the ship to be in the vicinity of Saturn. Their next survey point would have been Titan. We've assigned you one of the new FTL scout ships, a Lynx Phase 4. We'd like it back in one piece. Prep and launch from Base 7 in 20
minutes. Look at that lower chin, like it's protruding out so much forward. It's almost like a gorilla man here. Yeah, looking good, buddy. So normally now it would switch to actual gameplay in the 3DO version and the MS-DOS version, and there's also a Saturn version, and there it's kind of different, depends on which version you get. If you get the Japanese version, I think, you also have cut shoot 'em up sections. Same for the PlayStation version, by the way, which also came out, which I didn't even know. But there is also a North American Saturn version where they have added new visuals on these sections. Probably your best version to play is the MS-DOS version, and we'll explore why exactly as we get more into the game. But yeah, they just turned this now into a cutscene, which you know, it's you at least get the story here. You know, you've also got games where they cut out levels and they just forgot all about it and they just added something here. Although I've never actually played the 3DO version, so maybe these little scenes are in there as well. But now it's just like a very prolonged little introduction here. And nothing here is actually going to get explained, so just use your own imagination here. But yeah, now we're getting inside, so now things are gonna get down. And that's enough of that. So yeah, it is a bit awkward like that, but you know, it's still kind of fun that they have it added at least.
Control? Can you see this?
Analysis confirms that thing is organic. It's alive, Commander.
Any suggested action, Control?
Make a close sweep and scan for survivors.
Okay, Control. I'm going in. I'm going to look for a landing site.
Good luck.
And here we go, actually into the belly of the beast, this little living asteroid. And see what we can find. A lot of nasty creatures, I can tell you that much. It sounds great. Okay, and now I have to disturb Grizo a bit so I can actually play the game in just a bit. This always scared me because every game, well, almost every game, but normally when you open the lid on the CDI, and actually if you are playing in one of these systems with an actual automatic door, it will actually open on its own. But the 450 can't do that, of course. But normally if you open up the CD drive on the CDI in any game, it will immediately boot you out back to the menu or the home OS of the system. But this game actually allows you to swap discs. I only know of one actual other game and that does this, and that is Atlantis, which is also a very neat technical marvel on the CDI. And that game actually allows you to load in the game and then swap out the game disc for your own audio CD so you can play your own music as you shoot stuff or mainly die to other stuff that shoots at you, because this game is also freaking hard. Anyway, let's go and see what we can find here. Probably a lot of death. This is a full FMV on-rails shooter, and you'll see what it is, and it really focuses on a lot of different enemies and pattern recognition of those enemies, with some different shoot 'em up sections as well, which are really hard. And for the first one I'm actually going to use a smart bomb right away, otherwise I will be down to like half health before we've even started. And the game doesn't even indicate like, hey buddy, you need to pay attention because now you're gonna get shot. It's going to load and it's going to immediately send us into a screen with a bunch of enemies who are shooting at us. And if we press button 1 and 2 together, we fire off a smart bomb and get rid of them all right away, which is exactly what I'm going to do. There we go, they dead. The reason why I do this is because for some reason in this version the HUD actually does not appear when in these kind of, I don't know what to call it, because it's also kind of a shooter scene, but it's kind of different from the main game, as we will soon discover, where I can actually explain more about what's going on. And we're locked now. Oh boy. But yeah, here's the main screen here. You can actually look around and move places, decide where you actually want to go. We can't go there. We can try, but nope, just bunks his head. So in that way, it's kind of a bit like maybe Super Shark, if you know that game from the Sega CD. You choose a path and you fire whatever finds its way on your path. On the bottom here we have our indicators. This is a compass. It's fairly useless, I find. I get lost with or without it. Over here, these 3 blips, one is gone. Those are the smart bombs. We only have 2 remaining. And over here, the indicator will switch between some statistics. Like your, that's the, let's see if I can actually do this. First comes the weapon energy. Then comes enemy energy, how much health the enemy you're currently facing has left. And also it indicates if there's an enemy nearby. And finally is your health, which you will see depleting very fast. Like we've already gotten shot in that little scene there. And because this HUD is not there, it's kind of hard to keep track of what's actually going on. And so that is why I will actually initiate one of the smart bombs and just don't deal with it. Because the delay in this game is a big problem. When you shoot, it takes a while to actually register, and you need to shoot enemies. Your timing has to be very precise. Also, you can shield. If you keep the second button pressed down, your cursor actually changes, and you can see that your weapon energy will quickly deplete. And whilst you are shielded, you cannot take damage. If you take damage during that time, the screen will blink blue, which means that you negated any damage. But you can't hold it down infinitely because it drains really fast. Anyway, what I think is fun is maybe if you guys in the chat would choose a direction to go, because I do know, I think if we, well, I'm not going to tell yet. So just first one who writes something, left, right, middle, where do we go? And we will go that way. And if you press button 1, of course you will shoot if you are in a shooting section. Right now we are not. I don't have a coin, and there's three sections here. So yeah, button 1 is shooting, and button 2 is shield, and button 1 and 2 together is the smart bomb. So where to, guys? Where to? Where do we go? All paths lead to death inevitably, because yeah, I cannot beat this stuff. I will try. I have a good idea of how we should go, but that will mean that we will be skimping out on some of the different enemies. So maybe we should just go to the center, and then we will get to another section soon enough where you guys can decide. So decide now, left or right for the next one. Anyway, here's the corridor. If we move forward, we will actually encounter our first enemy. So let's go. And here he is. Boo! And I thought he wasn't shooting as much, but he is. And every enemy has a weak point. His is in his chest. So you have to wait for them to actually open up and then shoot them. There we go. And every enemy is different like that, so that's pretty cool. There are a few like random encounters you can run into the corridors themselves, which are always the same, but for the most part the actual highlights is like all these like encounters with scary beasts. And what's cool is each enemy has a their own animation if they happen to kill you. And now yeah, that was an issue. This is the issue with the slowdown. Like, you have to be ahead of everything a bit. But he only took a very tiny bit of health, so that's no problem. But each enemy has a unique animation if they happen to kill you, which is pretty neat. Like, if you really have all day, then you can really, you know, figure out all the death scenes, which is pretty cool. Anyway, have you guys decided left or right? Which way? I'm not going to say it this time. First one who chimes in, we go that way. And I still don't have a coin, so someone flip a coin. Or is that something you can do in chat? I have no clue. And every enemy, once you are defeated, they pretty much all eat you. Now it's up to you, Daniel. 1d2, yeah. But is it the 1 or the 2? What does it come up with? What does the die say? It's a flat die. Oh boy. It's yours. It's your say, Daniel. Let me know. Left or right? Let's go west it is then. Although, you know, looking at the radar, is it actually west? Because it always points to the north, so I think we actually went south now. Oh well. Let's see what we can find here. And yeah, as you can see, there is some atmosphere here. Another big disappointment compared to the original is that there is no music. In the original there was music, and that's not here. Here is another enemy. This one I actually... Right? There we go. Let me see if I actually know where this one has a weak spot. Ah, yeah, it's the eyes. Of course it's the eyes. Whoa, he attacks twice. So, you know, this is basically how you go. And there again, I have a issue with the delay, where I press too late, which is the biggest issue of this game, I find, and which makes it pretty much impossible to play with the controller. Oh yeah, he attacks twice. Or is it these eyes? The cursor actually changes. Now he's going to swipe with his tail, right? No? There he goes. So he's not too difficult to avoid damage, at least. There we go. But now I need to actually find a... Well, oh, I was out of energy. Now I actually need to find an opening to actually shoot the bastard. Which I'm doing a very terrible job at. No, you don't. Oh, yes you do. I'm pretty sure it's the eyes on the side of his head there, but the opening is just so... And that is the opening. I should wait a bit there. So as you can see, like, you can learn the patterns because they are set patterns. But I just don't really know when he's actually opening up, which is an issue. Well, this is going great. No, you don't. Yes, you do. Like, he's gonna eat us, buddy. He's gonna eat us. That is the moment. Like, when he swivels from side to side, that is the moment to hit him. But I can't... Like, for the life of me, I can't time it in time with the delay of the controller. Wow, this is already really... Second enemy! Second enemy! Well, I guess kind of the fourth enemy here. Yeah, that is the timing. That is the moment you need to shoot him. You can see that I did not practice this at all. Wow, I hit him once there. But we're almost dead. And he is not. Nope. No, you don't, buddy. You'd think that the top is also vulnerable, but nope. Only those tiny... Ah, crap. Only those tiny things, and I could use a smart bomb, I suppose. Let's try that. That didn't work. Why didn't it work? I don't know. Ouch. See, I am pressing the second button, but you need to be always a bit ahead of what's actually happening. So this always takes me some getting used to. And this is the big reason why I would recommend, if you play this game, get the MS-DOS version, because there you do not have this delay. Let's just find another thing, because he's now gonna eat us. Yeah, we got 8. Well, that went well. And yeah, once you are eaten, you get used, I guess. It's never really explained well, so far at least. But yeah, it's kind of like the body snatchers, I suppose. Let's try that again. And this time, let's try and go another way. Okay, so this is really not great. There. I would like to blame the cat, but even if he was not there, it wouldn't make too much difference. My skills in these games are rather terrible, but I told you that we'd see at least something scary today. And those are my playing skills. But yeah, as I say, I would like to, if possible, see if we can reach the end of this first level. If I can get that far, I will be very happy today. It might be unlikely if we can ever see that, but we will try it. I think there's basically 2 ways you can go about this. If you stick to the left, you will eventually get there and find some power-ups along the way. Let's get rid of these guys again. And alternatively, if you stick all the way to the right, you will get there, I think, a bit sooner, but it differs which enemies you will encounter. And there's less power-ups along the way on the right, if I remember correctly. Before, like this afternoon, I did look up the map to see the different routes. So let's try and go to the right and see if we can get a bit further now. There's this guy again. We know that. Oh wow! I didn't even see his weak spot, but for some reason it went through anyway. That's awesome. Won't say no to that free gimme. And as you can see, you know, like the atmosphere is really nice in this game, I find. Although all the corridors kind of look quite samey. It is kind of interesting to see, you know, the different designs, which is definitely the strong suit of this game. You know, it's really style over substance here. And this is a power-up, I think. Yeah, it's real nice that the camera swivels over a bit, so you know, like, hey, there's something there, might be worth investigating. And this will actually power up your gun, although it does not do any more damage. However, as you can see, now we have energy 150 instead of 100. So now we can keep our shield up a bit longer and shoot a bit more recklessly. The one good thing in this game is that the energy it recharges really fast. And thank you very much for joining. No problem that you're a bit later. That happens. Just cool to see you here, man. And let's move on and see what more scares we find here. The lack of music is kind of... I don't know, I'm both ways. Like the music of the original was kind of weird. There we go. I think you need to hit this guy 3 times. And there we go, and then he scurries off. Like the original music was kind of weird. Oh, he's back again. Get out of here, buddy. But the lack of music... Can I even... Yeah, there we go. It's... On the one hand, it kind of just adds atmosphere. On the other hand, it is kind of a loss. Any feature that gets removed is kind of a loss, I find. Again? How many of these guys are there? As I said, this is like just totally random what you get in these tunnels. So either the CDI is crapping out and just repeating this, or I'm really being unlucky here. Yeah, I think the CDI is just crapping out. Because this is not normal. Uh-oh. Oh well, maybe this jump started it out of sight. Yeah, it kind of does like an oversized silverfish, doesn't it? Nasty things. Let's actually, just to be safe here, see if we can go back and then return. Because normally this is highly unlikely. And would be no, I am this does support the light gun, but I'm using the mouse here. But this game does support the light gun. I've never tried it. Basically all CDI titles technically support the light gun because it's pretty much a pointing device. There's no calibration options, so I doubt it would be great. You really need to fiddle with the Peacekeeper and its sensor to make it work properly that way. But it is possible. No, it's not my birthday. My birthday is Saturday. So not yet. But because of my birthday coming up, I did do a quick little thing that I picked up for myself. And I unpacked that on the stream before. So that was basically the happy birthday thing. But thank you nonetheless, because you know, I won't be streaming on the actual birthday, so appreciate it nonetheless. And look, now we don't see anything here, which is fine by me. Oh, I spoke too soon. Oh boy. Hello, buddy. Hello. Are those eyes? Or is it nostrils? What are you? Ouch. Yeah, I should have pressed it before. Again, the delay is the big issue in this game. For CDI, it's just the delay is way too big. There is his weak spot, the green glowing thing. Oh, he's just gonna do that. Okay. And now we just have to wait for him to expose himself. If you if you shoot any other part of him, it's not gonna do any damage to him. And for those who just tune in, firing is with the left button or the button 1, and hitting and keeping pressed down button 2 will actually initiate a shield, which negates any damage. And that crunchy sound, that basically means that you connected a hit. And as you can see, it's just your timing needs to be so precise, and the delay on this game is just absolutely nuts, which makes it so much more difficult than it actually is. I've never tried the 3DO version. I imagine it would be a bit better on that as well, but the MS-DOS version actually does not have this issue at all. It's very responsive, so if you want to try this game for yourself, then I highly recommend you try this out. I think it runs okay in DOSBox. And that is probably the best version of this game. The CDI version does, however, really hold up nicely in the graphical department. Like, you know, this does look very stunning, doesn't it? At least for when this was made. Gonna swipe again, yeah. No, nope, we missed again because we were just a slightly bit off. Come on, man. Ah, we got 2 hits in there. Yeah, this is also, of course, a bit of an issue. All the enemies take a ton of hits. No, you don't. And again, if you do memorize these enemy patterns, then it's you can make short work of them, I suppose, because you know exactly where you should aim your cursor and just use the timing of the shots. Like, I wonder if I just leave my cursor over here. I know there's a few times where we can have a hit here. How did that hit me? And when the screen is blue, flashing blue, you take no damage at all. If it's red, you actually do take damage. Ah, finally. Bastard. Hey there, Austin. Great to see you. Don't expect any great skills here. For skills, go to to Austin's channel. Oh no. Because I have none. And this game is so difficult. Like, look at this delay that you actually have. And he ate us. I think you can actually shield from these guys as well. He's not gonna kill us. He's only gonna take out 1% of health or something. Yeah. This game is so difficult. Screen blue is good. But yeah, what trips me up most in this game is just the enormous amount of delay. It's so hard to time your shots and actually connect with anything. And yeah, that's also a bit problem. That's right, Austin. Like, this maze is quite big. Although, you know, as I said before, if you hold right, you get to the end. And it's actually quite a short route as well. And now there is another arcade section here coming again, where there's another bunch of guys. And again, this is once again where I just used one of the smart bombs. Normally in better versions of this game, it's probably not the best place to use this. But again, there is no HUD, so it's kind of annoying, these sections in this version of the game. So I just use one of the smart bombs right away and just get done with it. There we go. And even though they spawn in later, they still get hurt by the smart bomb for some odd reason. So that's cool. Smart bombs also take up a lot of health from those bigger enemies, although they don't outright kill them, unfortunately. And another thing, if the vulnerable spot is not actually showing, it will do diddly squat. So if your timing is slightly off, you're in bad luck. Anyway. I think this is another example where we want to pay good attention here and keep to the left side of the screen, because there's gonna come up a split. And if you go to the right there, and you will go automatically there if you're not fast enough, you get eat. You get downright, you just head into the chute of teeth. So that's instant death. The game has a few of those things where also some enemies, they don't cause any damage, they just eat you outright. Which kind of sucks, especially because it can take quite a while to get back to it. Like there's no retry or anything. Again, we want to keep to the right to actually get to the end. Hopefully I can actually see the end eventually. I've never actually beaten this game, the first level. Oh boy, this guy. Is it here? Oh no, it's the top thing. Yeah, it's a top thing. But here's the issue, when he shoots... Oh boy. I think there is a couple of times where he doesn't shoot. I think there's a couple of times where you actually have a opportunity to shoot him where he doesn't actually use his web. So let's... Yeah, there he doesn't shoot, even though it looks like it. And there... Okay. And there, so that's 3 times in a row after he comes at us with his mouth. 4th time? Nope. Now he hurts us again. Is he repeating now? Yeah, that's again damage. Okay, so 2 times damage. Then he eats us, or tries to. Then he does another one. So now he should be... Now we should be able to hit him, right? Let's see. Well, if I can actually hit the bastard. This second. Again, all misses. All misses again. Damn it. Now we have to wait all the way again. Can we actually, once he comes up, can we... I think we hit him there. We did take some damage though, so that's no good. Yeah, this is really annoying. What kind of sound was that? Sounded like a parrot. Yeah, I can imagine that this is very frustrating to just learn and... Finally, we got a hit in. Is he dead? Awesome! Wait. Hello. Okay, so this actually has a second phase. Awesome. Was too late there. Again, hitting him anywhere else other than the weak spot is just fruitless. So he eats us twice, then he shoots twice. Okay, so now we can shoot him. Okay. And each time you just have to learn the pattern, and it's very difficult. And I think this guy actually is at a couple of spots in the level, and each time it is different. So even though you have the same enemy with the same weak spot, like the movements are still different. Are you going to repeat now? Yep, now he's going to swipe. Again. And then he's going to shoot. Right? Still managed to get hit there. And then it was a safe turn, I think. Nope. Definitely not a safe turn. Damn it. Now it's a safe turn. And now it's going to hurt. Yes. Oh no, too slow. It's also... Yeah, this is not going well. Yeah, we got a hit. Yeah, this game with the controller, I only had the controller back in the day. The mouse is a fairly recent pickup for me. And this game with the controller is just... it is actual nightmare fuel. And not because of the creatures. Oh, did we die? Yeah. Crap. What are we? Halfway through the level? Again, I do like that each enemy, each different section you encounter an enemy has a different death scene. And I really love that attention to detail. And I totally agree, Austin. For CDI, the mouse is definitely the best peripheral for the system, I find. Next to the controller, which is also great in its own right for more arcade style games. But for shooters in particular, the mouse is just so great. I'm not much of a light gun player myself either, but just knowing that the light gun is such a pain to set up correctly. Once you do have it set up right, it is wonderful, it is great, it can really be fun to play through some live action shooters. But to get it to that point, you need to fiddle with that damn sensor so much to get it right and set, and don't you dare stand to the side like one extra step to the right. And yeah, on easy it still kicks my ass. I'm not even sure if this version allows you to play the other levels behind this one on easy. I think some versions lock that behind medium, and you know that will just double all the damage you take, so you get only half as far. So yeah, that's not gonna happen. But again, even you know, when I practiced this on the controller, I never got through this first level. I feel like with the mouse, I definitely do feel there is more control. It's still very, very difficult in the timing, I find. Like, you really have to get adjusted to this giant delay. But I feel with some practice, we can probably get through this eventually. Not sure if that's going to be this stream. Yeah, this guy we can just shoot. There is a weak spot on his chest, I think, but for some reason you can shoot before. Which I don't mind. The less of these enemies, the better. Because they chew up quite a lot of energy quite fast. There is also another random encounter in these tunnels we haven't seen yet. Which is a very, very terrible enemy to actually hit. There you're basically gonna take a hit. There's no avoiding it. These guys, those silverfishes, as Daniel put it, they are manageable. And even though the green goes all red and you see some splatter, it's not actually damaging you, I think. And let's take this here, so we have some more shield power. Hey Microman, great to see you. Welcome to the stream. And yeah, I'm trying out some streaming. I'm not very good at it, at least not at the games. So get used to a lot of death scenes. Hopefully a different one this time around. We already saw it twice. And let's see. We should get to that weird looking. I don't even know what the heck that thing was. Oh, to the right, I did press right? Oh, first we have Is now the other enemy? Yeah, this bat. His hitbox is so ridiculously small. You need to shoot him, I think, right in the head and then a couple of times. You basically, once that dude comes up, you're... Oh crap. No, there is also Austin from Gameplay and Talk. I'm not sure if he's still in the chat, but he also does some CDI stuff occasionally, which is really cool. He put out a nice high score once on Rest in Pieces, which I'm not sure if I ever can beat. And yeah, there's probably some other tubers now and then, but most of them don't respect the CDI at all. And Austin actually does, you know, give the CDI a fair run, which is awesome to see. I mean, we've all seen Mike Matei do some streams on CDI and just piss all over the CDI. Not always, by the way. He had some nice words to say about it as well, I will admit. But yeah, most of the time CDI is not brought into the nicest light, unfortunately. Yeah, indeed, Daniel. That's all people care about. The Mario and the Zelda CDI games. Here he is. He's first going to attack, right? Yeah, and then he's going to attack twice, I think, if I remember correctly. Yep. Like, you see, like, you can learn the patterns here. And... No, I'm controlling this game with the CDI mouse here, which is a absolute must for this game. Do not play this game with a controller. Technically speaking, this game is also playable with the light gun, but I don't recommend it. There's no calibration option, so it will be a pain. And with the controller, it's just, you're not gonna get far. I only played it with the controller before, and I never got far. And now with the mouse, I still don't get far. But I do feel like I have some chance to actually get somewhere this time around. But again, that delay, that freaking delay is really what's tripping me up. This is, by the way, for those getting in a bit late, this is definitely not the best version of this game. It came out really late, 1997. Best version I find is the MS-DOS version. I have not tried them all, of course, but the MS-DOS version has kind of the best things combined from all of the versions. It is responsive, it has mouse control, and it has all the stages, because this version also skimped out on some levels. The flying sections are not in this game. And I'm curious if anyone has ever tried any of the other versions. Yeah, this was very late in the CDI's life, to a point where you actually wonder why would you even bother by that point. Especially, you know, by that time this game wasn't that impressive anymore anyway. There have been much better FMV games, and you know, by 1997 we've basically already said FMV games not that great. Although, you know, they have kind of a charm to them, I find. Yeah, I saw the 3D section of the Saturn version. What I did not know was that there's actually two Saturn versions of this game. The Japanese version does not have those enhanced shooter sections. They just it's basically a port of the PlayStation version, which also does not have them. But the American release does have those. I'm not actually sure if I would call the graphics in that shooter section an improvement. It's different, but I kind of like the sprite, I think it's sprite based, of the original 3DO version and MS-DOS version. Just kind of looks nice. I've never tried the... I've never actually tried the 3DO version. I'm not sure how responsive that is. Of course you're bound by the controller on that version. That sounds like a bad time. And the MS-DOS version is pretty much the same, but it's very responsive because you have great mouse control. I'm really taking my time with this dude. Yeah, and there's only one weak spot. Each enemy has a weak spot, and if you hit him anywhere else, there we go, you do no damage to them. So you really have to wait for that opening and then hit him. But the delay in the actual inputs is such a difficult thing to actually deal with. Ooh, we hit him, but you actually need to hit him more times. Look at that. That damn bat. His hitbox is so freaking tiny. Next time I'm just going to keep the shield button pressed down and hope for the best. Yeah, you'd think like a bat, you shoot the wings right off him and be done with him. Griso, please don't hunt the mouse. And here's again that other kind of shooting section here where I just use a smart bomb. Yeah, we are in a living asteroid here, which some ship found in search for a new planet to call home, because in 2023 Earth is having a population problem, don't you know? So next year we are going on the hunt for some new places, and this was near Saturn. Get out of here, buddies. Yeah, a ship got eaten by this asteroid, and we are the rescue team in our lonesome. This game has a bit of a Aliens vibe to it in its story. If you lose, you also see your dude getting kind of converted, like kind of the body snatchers, I suppose. And the captain is also still, like the captain of the first ship that gets eaten, is also still around somewhere. But I'm not sure if we can actually find her. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know why the 3DO version does not support the mouse, because the 3DO does have a mouse, right? Or am I not remembering that correctly? It's not that I have it. I have a 3DO. I kind of love the 3DO actually. Yeah, imagine that. The guy who also likes CDI does like the 3DO. It's kind of weird that they did not opt to use the mouse support for this game. You mean the version from the 3DO? I've never tried that. I do like the version on CDI as well. Although I'm not, like, the main version I'm most experienced with is still the MS-DOS version. But does the 3DO version also has the animated cutscene at the beginning? It's just like such a weird thing that they added, but it's actually kind of cool. Yeah, those sprites, I find they look a bit nicer than the 3D models from the Saturn version, but again, I don't know how either of them actually play because I've never tried them. But I just like those sprite graphics. Ah, 3D Lemmings is on the 3DO. Yeah, I do have that game on PlayStation 1. That game was something, man. That it is so difficult to get to wrap your head around lemmings in a 3D space, and especially that camera just, oh man, it tripped me up good. I was way too early there and wasted a lot of energy, but luckily energy does replenish really fast in this game, which is good. Can we still get a hit in? Nope. Ouch. Again, you cannot hit him in any other way. I remember that when I got 3D Lemmings, I gave it some attention, but it was so difficult. It was so difficult to wrap your head around the 3D space, and the camera was just atrocious. But it was kind of cool. No loading times in the 3D. I'm actually not quite not surprised. This game is non-linear. It plumps you into a maze and you have to figure out the way. So you get to decide where you want to go. So in that sense, it's kind of a bit like Super Shark, where you also have to decide which way you want to go to plant your vehicle against a wall. Although here the walls are just different kind of creatures, and all of these encounters are different. I think none are the same. There are some creatures repeated, but they are in different situations. They behave slightly differently, so it's really cool in this in that regard. Yeah, 3D Lemmings, it's still a game that I want to get back to at some point. And he ate us again. Oh my goodness. And we didn't even get any further. I have gotten past this guy before, even on a controller. But yeah, again, this is why you should maybe practice, but figured, it'll get back to us. But nope, it does not. Should we explore just the left? See what that gets us.
It is the year 20.
Now the left side does take a lot longer. But if you go to the left, well, at least we will see another cutscene of us dying. That's nice. But if you keep to the left, you will also get to the end, and you will find some more power-ups along the way. But you know, I don't like, that's another big issue in this game. There's no way to really replenish your health. I don't think there's actually any health pickups at all. So you know, that's an issue. So first we have another one of those shooting sections which are just terrible. I don't like these. Nope, only the CDI version and the Windows version, or not Windows, MS-DOS. Hey there, Sega CD Universe. Awesome to see you. Thank you very much for joining us. Hope you don't expect to see the ending of this awesome game here, because it has terrible gameplay from me. Already managed to die, how many times? 3 times? And that is with the power that is the CDI mouse. So yeah, let's just keep to the left this time around. See where this gets us. I do believe this game actually has 3 actual levels. And with the 3DO and MS-DOS version, they actually have the shoot 'em up versions, which are I think 2 levels or 3 levels in total. But CDI unfortunately got rid of them at all. And the music is gone. That's kind of unfortunate, I find. But on the other hand, like in this instance, it also kind of adds atmosphere. So I don't know. It's kind of okay-ish. But yeah, this is basically the scariest game that CDI has to offer, I'm afraid, as well. So, you know, for Halloween, this is all we have. Well, there is Rest in Pieces, which isn't scary, but, you know, it has that cool Halloween vibe. And, you know, The Seventh Guest is kind of has a nice spooky atmosphere. Seventh Guest is awesome. Oh no. Oh no, I know this screen. This is the bastard that killed me the first time. Yeah, Phantom Express is scary indeed, but for the wrong reasons. Yeah, the Seventh Guest is awesome on CDI because of it has such a nice presentation. Are you protecting yourself? Ouch. Yeah, he's protecting himself. Ah, damn it. Friso, please don't hunt the mouse. I'm having a cat laid over my hand right now, so this is going to be great. I have not seen this guy today. Yeah, the other guy, The Seventh Guest on CDI is really cool because it has by far the best presentation, I find. The music is great. Like the MS-DOS version has this MIDI sound to it, which is okay, but the CDI version just sounds a bit better. And also the graphics look real neat. One downside of the CDI version is that it removed 2 puzzles. One of which is the damn can puzzle, so no problem there, because that word puzzle is just terrible, especially if you're not English. That that puzzle is just not great. Oh my goodness. We saw his brother in a different room. He was the one that killed me the first time. Yeah, they also got rid of the... Did they? Crap, I don't remember now if the basement maze is in there now as well. I think you're correct, Austin, that they also got rid of that one. And I think they also got rid of the blood carpet puzzle. I think it's also the one that they got rid of. Yeah, there's no different guns in this game. There's just this one. Let's actually shoot him with a... I don't know if... No, I missed. And... we see another death scene. Awesome. This buddy killed me too, so I'm not too surprised. This one seems like it has more of an opening. You really have to just learn where the safe spots are. Yeah. You came prepared to die. So let's find another route. Yeah, I do like. I just like that every enemy encounter you have here, they are different, and they are kind of interestingly in an animation sense. I like the design, and I just love that each one has a different death animation. So that is just, you know, really cool to see, and can be fun, even though it's unintentionally to see the different death scenes. I like games that did that. And yeah, we could try that out, because, you know, I did come prepared for, you know, the moment I would succeed in this first level, I figured we could have a victory lap in rest of pieces. Rest in pieces. There we go. Jeez, can't even talk anymore. But yeah, I love where the games used to have these different death scenes, like on the PlayStation. Oh, speaking about scary games, one that scared the absolute crap out of me. I am very terrible with horror games in general, but one of the first games I got on the PS1 was Alien Trilogy. Booted it up. Didn't play it for like 2 years. That crap was scary, man. That game is so good in setting the atmosphere. And it also had different death scenes depending on what enemy you actually died on. And I love stuff like that. Oh boy, we didn't get hit by him last time. Why isn't my tactic working? Oh, I'm out of energy. Crap. Yeah, Alien vs Predator was also a really cool game. Played that on PC, it was awesome. Another game on PS1 I know has a lot of different death scenes actually is Fade to Black. Terrible game. Or no, Friso, no. Now I blame the cat. Oh well, he didn't kill us. But yeah, Fade to Black also has some very gruesome death scenes, depending on what you die on. But the game itself was a bit of a letdown. I loved Flashback. I actually played, don't laugh at me, but I actually managed to play through Flashback on the CDI, which I don't recommend, but it was all we had. And I loved Flashback. And then Fade to Black came, and Fade to Black was boy, oh boy, that was never played Shadow of the Comet. Oh crap, this is his brother. Should not have come here. Can we get out of here? Yeah, Flashback was playable on CDI, but not, you know, compared to like the Mega Drive version, which I probably the best version, or maybe that remake. I did not try that, but like the input delay is just a bit of a problem with that game as well. Although in Flashback, it's just something you will need to get used to. But I remember. In that one section where you have to defuse the bomb, oh my goodness, how long that took me to actually clear, because you have to move so quickly, and that was a slog. Yeah, and where that green thing was is where the actual one of those brothers was. That was my first death. So let's avoid it. I kind of like it that you can actually backtrack when you move into a room and just say, nope, I'm noping out of here. But yeah, I've always been very terrible with horror games. Another game I just noped out of immediately was, which shouldn't be too much of a surprise, was Silent Hill. Like the first sequence, that yeah, that was a mood setter. Let's just say that. You know, where you go into the alley and it gets a bit gruesome and such. And then you get the radio, and then that horrible sound. And it's also one of those games where I just feel... Oh, are we back here? Okay. Did not think we would get there again, but okay. The level is actually quite big, guys, but guess I'm attracted to this guy. Never played Phasmophobia. Isn't that old? Oh no, I'm thinking Phasmagoria. That's a totally different beast. Yeah, don't know what do you call it? Already forgot. Sorry. My brain only works at quarter of function sometimes. Well, most of the times actually. But yes, Silent Hill is really a game. It's really a game that really works well with the particular graphics of the PlayStation 1. I find like that rough visuals just looks very, very good. Phasmophobia, yeah, I don't know that one. But if it's horror themed, then that's probably an easy skip for me, because yeah, you don't want to see me play horror games. I don't like being chased in general. Always had that. Like even Pac-Man I find very stressful. So yeah, like a game like Amnesia and such, that shit just scares the crap out of me. And I really love the PS1 graphics for putting out that kind of atmosphere. Another game you will actually never see me playing is like Fatal Frame games. Those things just scare the crap out of me, man. Also never really got into the Resident Evil games. I can stomach those a bit better, also because you can defend yourself. That is also really a big aspect, I suppose, that matters for me. Yeah, the actual like window to actually shoot the bosses is so small, and on the PC version this is much easier because you are just, it's so much more responsive. Initially, well, I was too young to make any choices in the matter, to be honest. Like, it's something that my father picked up, and we got introduced to it by my uncle, who actually was one of the like the first time I actually saw the CDI was at his. I never even saw a commercial. But he got like the first commercial CDI, and we saw that. And what was the first game we actually played? Oh crap! I need to. I think, don't laugh, it was actually a great day at the races we saw as first game, which is not a great introduction. Let's see, we're almost dead, so we're not going to survive this anyway, so let's go to the left here and see what other things we can find. And he also had Rest in Pieces, I think, so that was also an early thing he had. But yeah, my father and you know, me as well, because back then I had the NES, and so the CDI surely was, like, even the encyclopedia, as basic as it is, was, oh no, another one of these bastards. Wait. That's a tough question, Austin. Whoa. Get away. Oh, this is one of those dudes that just eats you in one hit. Like, doesn't matter how much life you have, if you face him and you don't shoot him down, he will eat you. Even if at full health. Quite annoying. There are some enemies like that, and later on there are some ones that give you a very small opportunity to actually kill them.
It is the year 2123.
Yeah, he was encroaching on our position quite fast, so it was kind of apparent that things were going to turn out badly. But yeah, great day at the races, another great game. Video Speedway, also not a great game, but more of an actual game, I suppose. So if I would have to choose one of those, and if I would be allowed the opportunity to play it on mute, probably Video Speedway would be a bit better. Yeah, I'm going to try one more time, just going for the right, and if we fail again, we will switch it over to Mystic Midway and just close this off with some actual fun gameplay. I actually never played that game with the mouse, so I'm kind of curious how that would play. Have you tried that, Austin? Mystic Midway with the mouse? I'm not sure if that's actually an improvement or not. I imagine it could be. Ah, it is. That's okay. Looking forward to that then. I think they actually made a remake of that, or not a remake, a re-release on Steam. Where they released Mystic Midway and both games. Although I don't recommend playing the second one. It's I find that game just depressing. Not sure what they were smoking, but they definitely had a bad trip when they were developing that game. But Rest in Pieces, as basic as it is, I kind of enjoy it. You know, it's just a cool shooter. Probably not worth full price. We paid back then. But for now, CDI certainly has much worse games. Oh crap. Yeah, so they did put it out again, huh? Kinda weird. Like anyone was asking for that, really? Oh crap, out of energy. Well, this is a good start. I wouldn't be surprised if it's just a DOSBox version. Okay, this is going terrible. I think I'm just going to quit this and let's just go Actually, let's see what this guy does when he kills you. Might as well. And then we are going to just shoot some skeletons. Maybe if I practice it, I will do it again, you know, next year or something. And actually see it to the end. Or maybe I will just load up the MS-DOS version, because that just controls so much better. I mean, not that I actually beat that game. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I do love that they have the different death scenes. It's just something that you don't see too much anymore. I am thinking now that I don't remember any other game on CDI that actually has 2 discs. But this game does, and it's quite interesting. The only other game that I know of that can switch discs is Atlantis, which is quite interesting in its own way. Also very difficult, but there you can actually change your game disc for your preferred music disc, which is kind of cool. Hey there too, Mr. Mario. Great to see you. Welcome to the stream. We are just going for some Mystic Midway. Rest in pieces. Yeah, that doesn't really count the 7th guest, because the 2nd disc is just the soundtrack, yeah. Which is awesome. Is Mr. Durf himself.
Step right up, that's it. Come a little closer. I was getting worried that you lost your way. Sucker! Think you can keep the Mystic Midway waiting, buddy boy? Well, you think again. In this carny world, you're mine. All mine! Tonight, it's my distinct pleasure to offer you one of the finest shooting galleries there ever was. I call it Rest in Pieces. Clever, huh? Well, boy, you know what they say. It's showtime.
Hey there, James. Awesome to see you. Welcome to the chat. Hope you're doing fine. Okay. I kind of like the campiness of this game. Not gonna lie. This guy really is into it, just playing the part. I'm not sure if it's intentional, but it has this weird, like, I'm not sure if it's an audio filter or just poor recording. But it makes it very eerie sounding, and I'm not talking about the music, but when he is talking, you also hear that weird kind of, I don't know how to describe it, but it's also it's kind of like an audio filter, but it gives it a bit of an eerie vibe. Yeah, James, a very spooky day. Let's shoot some mooks here and see what we can do. Probably not a whole lot, because I haven't practiced this a whole lot. We probably should wait for the actual skeletons to appear, because they are worth more. But yeah, first level we should do. Are there more spooky games for CDI? Unfortunately, not a whole lot. The 7th Guest has a great vibe, but it's not really a horror game or anything. And we had Creature Shock. It's probably the best example of a spooky game, or, you know, kind of unsettling, creepy. I should actually hurry here. Oops. You got all these stock sounds. You mean CDI or Sega CD? I'm not sure if I heard it correctly. I'm sorry. Oh crap. Not doing too hot. I'm not sure what the actual score. Each level has a score threshold which you need to reach.
Maybe they'll put "he did tombstone.
Same for me, also. I don't mind these stock sounds at all. I find this game just charming in its own right. Again, it's very basic. It's just basically Carnival, but then on CDI. But way to miss, Seb. Awesome. But it's just, you know, it's just so corny. This is going real great. There we go. It's just, you know, it's just fun.
Hey, watch it! Got me!
You just wish there was more game. Yeah, I'm not going to reach this one. The second level, you real?
Hey, bud! Hamas!
Nope.
Yikes!
Kind of feel like the mouse could be a tad faster.
What the?
Yeah, the later levels are really difficult.
Very marginal. No,
Did I beat that? No. Yeah, let's do that again because that was pathetic. I think how many levels are there here exactly? Do you remember, Austin? I think like 17 or 18. And then it resets back to the first section, but just higher score increments and the tombstones just increase. And it's... I don't think there's an actual ending. But I've never... I think the most I actually got was like level 17 or something. And the scores just get so difficult. And there's also... Eventually, you just need to be a bit lucky as well. Because, you know, like now, there's nothing. Like, what can I do? And in later stages, this can just destroy you. Like, you also have the candle skull, which actually refills your time and your shots. I'm not sure who said that, but that's indeed a thing. And if he pops up like 3 times in a row, yeah, you're pretty good to go. Oh my goodness. But if he doesn't show up and you get very few high-scoring items on the screen, yeah, then you're just screwed. And it's very frustrating to have a good run and then get one of those levels where no matter what you do, I kind of believe, like, I'm not doing great now anyway, but I kind of believe that there are possibilities where the game will just RNGesus you out of a win. No matter how good you shoot.
You know, maybe they'll put "he did okay" on your tombstone.
Well, it's better than nothing, I suppose. Okay, so 300 points. Each level your score does reset, but you know, it does get counted to your total score. Wow, can you guys please stay on the screen a bit longer? I have not practiced this at all and it shows, as was expected. I'm very terrible in shooters anyway. Also has a bit of a vision thing for me. Although, you know, it's not a great excuse, but... And you eventually also get like a few enemies where you just go, okay, I'm just going to skip those because either they are not worth it or they're, you know, they have the chance to, like this one, yeah, to just turn around and not count anymore, where you might be better off just aiming for specific other enemies. I'm not showing off, I'm kind of doing the opposite here. So now you've got 650 points, huh? So those big skeletons, they are always good to go for them. if you get those 250 ones, they're great, but they go zigzaggy, so they're kinda tricky to aim for. But those big skeletons, they are always nice to... ah, crap. But yeah, they might not pop up, and if they don't pop up, yeah, those things just don't go for them. And again, a tombstone got in the way. Great! I do love this sound effects. I totally agree with Austin. It does work with this game here. Just those crazy sound effects, and in this context, it just works well. And back in the day, you know, we weren't used to all these stock sounds yet. And yeah, those giant skeletons, they have the best. Did we get them? Yeah, awesome. Again? Yeah, just if you are in the middle, shooting at the middle, you just have the best chance at him, and that's gonna miss. Yep. That's unfortunate. There's also a safe space in between the tombstones here. Ah, crap, we're out of time. But yeah, it gets harder and harder as you go along, as you expect, and it seems very unbalanced. Like some levels all of a sudden get a bit easier, it almost feels like. And some levels just feel like a brick wall which you need to overcome. I'm not actually sure which ones are the worst offenders, but we will surely encounter these. And for those who haven't figured it out yet, the candle on the bottom right there is actually your time. Once that's out, your level is up. And on the top you actually see, wait to miss everything, the amount of shots. So either you... ah, crap. Either you're out of shots or you're out of time. Whichever comes up first. That was a lucky shot, because that's 50 points, I think, instead of the 30. This is not going well. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to make this one. That was nice. Oh, come on. Yeah, this is not going to work. Unfortunately, I have goofed it up again. No! Yeah, the giant shattering. I think I needed 650. Dope! That's pathetic. I've really gotten further, guys. I think my max level was 17 or something, but not beyond that. I never looped the game, I don't think. But I do like it. It's like one of those these guilty pleasure games, you know. It's just fun, and yeah, I totally get that, Alison, that you want to fire it up, because it's really cool. And yeah, don't thank me for streaming. I really enjoy it. And yeah, bed is important too. So if you've gotta go, you gotta go. Okay, let's... Yeah, very true. Like, this is one of the better actual games, if that makes sense, on CDI, where it just moves fast. You actually have good control. I must also say that this is pretty good with the mouse. I do wish it moved a bit faster. I know, like, the cursor speed can go a bit faster, and it would have been nice, but maybe if it would move faster, it would become a bit too easy as well. So it might be intentional. And I just love the style of the game. It's just fun. So back when my uncle showed the CDI, this was probably the game that got me most interested in actually getting the CDI. Or at least, you know, where I had most fun with the system when he was showing it off. He also very quickly afterward got the Faces of Evil, which didn't impress me too much, to be honest. Although again, you know, it's still one of my guilty pleasures for the system. But when it comes to actual gameplay, yeah, Zelda 2 is better, obviously. He also got Zelda's Adventure actually back then.
Hey, watch it!
And last time, well, not last time, but one of the last times I actually talked to my cousin, I told him, like, dude, do you still have Zelda's Adventure? Because that's worth a fortune now. And he was kind of annoyed because he had no clue where the thing was anymore. So, you know, it's kind of annoying. I can't imagine how much Zelda's Adventure is worth now. You only saw the CDI kiosk once. Here they were all over the freaking place. Like everywhere he went. Like in cinemas, in stores. It was so much. And they had the weirdest game in these kiosks, like the reference materials were on the kiosks a lot. Were like, wow, that's really going to attract a lot of people, you know, an encyclopedia and such. But it was kind of marketed as this thing that could rival a PC, but then in your living room. So it kind of made sense in that sense, but you know, it seeing that in a store next to the SNES was like, really? You can either play a Super Metroid, or you could look up who was the 25th President of the United States. Tough choices, tough choices. Wait, how many presidents are there? Have there actually been? I'm just thinking things up, but I'm not. That was a lucky shot. Yeah, and I must say, like, if I had kids, I would probably plop them down before a CDI, because there's some really cool titles for CDI that are aimed for kids, like the education titles, or just like interactive sort of cartoons and such, which are just fun. And yeah, I had a CDI. We had a Pong system in the house. That was probably the first console we owned. I only discovered that later on. And I asked my father, like, is it working? It had an issue. Or it was working for a while, but then it wasn't. And I asked him, like, it's broke. So he broke it in half just to shut me up about it, because I had an NES. I'm kind of gutted about it still. And I grew up on a Commodore 64. And the first console I really got into was the Videopack as well. Loved that thing. Which is the Odyssey 2 in the US. And that thing was awesome. Still is dear to my heart as well. And those two systems were what I really grew up with. And then I got the NES. I got the NES fairly late. really around 1991 even, I think. Like the SNES was pretty much already out on market, but yeah, my parents weren't that rich, so it was rare for such expensive things to get into the house. I also got fairly early into some MS-DOS and Apple computers, but mostly via school. That's because one of the advantages of because I did went to special school for the blind, and one of the advantages there was that it was, you know, computing is just making it very accessible. So my school was very early in adopting the digital age. So we got introduced to that, and of course kids would be kids, so they used it for games. So I got very early introduced to some Apple gaming and some DOS gaming. Let's see, Commodore 64 has a lot of awesome titles. I'm no expert on the C64 library itself, actually. But now it's of course, now it's Halloween time. So one game I will recommend you right now. One game that actually I booted that up unknowingly and it scared the ever living crap out of me. Forbidden Forest. Look that up. It's kind of a shooter game, but it has very crude graphics that help make it such an unsettling game. It also has arguably one of the best ever winning animations. It's hilarious. But Forbidden Forest on the C64, I highly recommend you check it out if you're into some spooky times right now. One of the scariest games. Oh no, I was doing so well. But alas. Nope, I'm missing every freaking shot. It's very difficult to play, but it is... I don't know, the graphics, they are so crude and it almost feels intentional because the Commodore 64 can have... can have such nice graphics for the time. I mean, all to taken into perspective, of course, but that game has giant sprites and they are crude and they are awesome and they are very creepy. And it also has gruesome death animations, and we all know by now how I think about those. And yeah, someone...
You can shoot all right. You just aren't hitting much.
Thank you. That was very accurate of you. If you want to look up the dance of Forbidden Forest, just type it in YouTube. Forbidden Forest dance. It is amazing. Yeah, but it was an accurate burn, so I'm not sure if I should feel bad about it. It's totally random, but here he actually hit the mark quite nicely, because I was hitting really nothing. Another cool game, I talked about the game in my video where I talked about the Commodore 64, and I totally messed up. I called it Pyramid Adventure, but the game I was actually referring to, and it's also kind of gruesome at times, is... oh crap, now I'm already forgetting it again. No, please Seb, come on. Aztec... Something Aztec, someone help me out. Aztec... Not Adventure. But yeah, that game for the Commodore 64 is really cool as well. Has a couple of different level types, which is something that I always really enjoy in Commodore 64 games in general. No, not Montezuma's Revenge. That's a platform. Also a cool early game. Aztec Challenge, thank you man, that's the one. Really cool game. Really? The first level? I wasn't paying attention at all. Come on, Sip, you can do better than that. I'm lost. Couldn't even beat myself there. And what was I during the Sunday stream I actually found a tape which I didn't know I actually owned, but I actually enjoyed, and it's now become my favorite Commodore 64 game, or not my favorite, but you know, one of the favorites. It's Scorpius, which is a real cool game. I find a nice shoot 'em up. Which I did not really know about. Commodore 64 has a couple of really cool shoot 'em ups if you're into them. And I'm actually thinking now, did I remember it right? I think it was Scorpius. We also had a game Scorpion, so it's kind of confusing now. But yeah, that Scorpius game I did not remember at all, and I actually quite enjoyed how that played. Also very interesting was, to me at least, was that game offers a 2-player mode, which is, for shoot 'em ups, I find very rare on the Commodore 64. So that was a cool little find I found. Another cool game I liked as a kid, which...
Ooh, boy, your score's really spooking me out.
Well, you mean platforming? Side scroller? Yeah, sorry Dennis, we are doing CDIs on the Wednesdays. I haven't decided when I want to actually do a Famiclone stream. Could be fun sometime to go through some mystery games. Famiclone games get a bad rap too, I find, which is kind of unfortunate because there's some really good stuff to be found as well. Which I will admit was something that I was very ignorant about as well. Yeah, then it was Scorpius. Kinda reminded me of Scorpius. Kinda reminded me of Gradius, but it's different. And for the Commodore 64, because there is Salamanders also on the Commodore 64, and it's not nearly as smooth. It's decent, but not as great. I find I'm not doing great. Oh, come on! Oh.
Try aiming for the targets next time.
But yeah, some Famiclone games are just undiscovered gold, man. They had some cool stuff on there as well, where they did, like, just look up Final Fight 3 for the Famicom. I mean, it's not an official release, but look how giant those sprites are, how they managed to actually make that appear. I find that quite interesting to find such games. Really cool stuff. And if you find one of those games on one of those devices, yeah, then you're in for a good time. Like, such surprises do happen occasionally. Usually it's utter crap, unfortunately. But sometimes you find some really neat stuff like that. I've seen some games where they actually managed to find some, you know, some transparency in sprites on the NES, which is really cool. And some actual Famiclones themselves are also very good. I do have a Famiclone that actually has HDMI output as well, which is quite nice, and it has great audio and visuals. Actually use that to play Famicom games. The few Famicom games I have, I play that on that system. I also do have a Famicom, but Famicom systems, if you don't mod them, they have just terrible visuals. And I think those mods are fairly difficult on the Famicom. Did I barely make it?
Ooh, boy, your score's really spooking me out.
Yeah, I did. Sorry about that. Time for a little lubrication of the throat. Alright, let's see if we can actually reach level 30 this time. Nope, not like that, we can't. Oh my goodness. Why do I keep doing this to myself? I keep setting myself up for failure. And now we have the dudes that keep hiding away, of course, so sometimes it's just not worth to actually go for these guys. Yeah, that's very true. It doesn't... that's very true, Austin. I would like to stream more often if I can, but I really have to be careful with that, because I already noticed that it's having a bit of an impact on my the things I try to do through the day. So I really don't know. I enjoy it a lot, but I do notice that it's taking its toll on some other things I like doing. So, you know, I need to kind of find a balance in that. So for now I will stick it to just twice a week, see how that goes. And if that goes well, I might be able to up it, but yeah, I'm very unsure about my own capabilities, unfortunately. And as it's still new, I try to over prepare each time as well, except this day, and it showed because the first minute or like 5 minutes there was no audio. So it shows that preparation is important. So that was a good lesson. Thank you, man. Thank you. Really appreciate it. But yeah, I just love doing it. But yeah, the sad truth is that my body just isn't what it used to be. Unfortunately, I can't. Yeah, energy just remains an issue. And I kind of need to cheat as it is. I kind of need to cheat as it is to keep my energy up for these kind of things. And, you know, I do notice that some things, like, I would like to still learn the piano, which is also a very slow process. But I do notice that it's eating in my practice time for that, for example. But on the other hand, I do enjoy doing this, and to be honest, I don't have much else important things to do. That's kind of the good thing for me. I am very I kind of dislike to use the word because it's overused so much, but I'm kind of privileged in the position where I am, that I actually can do this and just, you know, have no actual obligations to for example, to actual work. So, you know, that I find that is just a very luxurious position to be in. And it just really feels good to be able to produce something again and actually put something out there that people can enjoy. Because, yeah, that, you know, if you are crashing down altogether, that is something that you really miss. So it's really cool to have something like that again. And you know, I'm not expecting like I need to, but I used to be in theaters and such, so it's kind of nice to have something again where people can just have fun. And of course also myself. But yeah, I do kind of, not gonna lie, do kind of like just presenting stuff and just being a bit of a goof now and then. Yeah. Ah, crap. And yeah, as I said, I don't like to use the word, but I do feel kind of privileged in the position where I am, where I can just you know, make those decisions where I can consciously say like, okay, I just want to focus on that and do that. Because, you know, the truth of the matter is that I wouldn't be able to combine this with actual work. And that's too bad, but, you know, it is what it is. Oh. Lost Eden is really cool. On CDI. Hey there, Lost Pirate Game Boy. Really cool to see you. Welcome to the stream. You're never too late. Always welcome. If you want to watch back, don't watch the first 10 minutes or so, because it's just me sitting there talking into thin air, not having the microphone turned on. But yeah, Lost Eden on CDI is really cool. Love that game. Love the music. Still put that up sometimes just to have a good listen at it, because it's just such a nice soundtrack. Oh crap. Yeah, playing in spare time. That's also something that I actually don't do that much. So it's always good to play for a video, or like now. I'm actually just enjoying like also playing the game, because normally I don't play that many games, to be honest. Lost Eden is also such a like weird kind of like a weird kind of adventure game, just so much different. I've never actually played the PC version, so I don't know how that would compares. Oh crap! Yeah, I'm not going to compete with your score anytime soon, Austin. Oh boy. Yeah, we're meeting our end here once again. I'm afraid. How much score did we need here? Surely a lot more is what I'm getting here. Hey there, CDI Queen. Great to see you here. Welcome to the stream. We have been playing some Creature Shock, at which I've been failing horribly. And we are playing this game here, Rest in Pieces, which I'm also failing horribly at, unfortunately. Oh crap, I did exit. Well, how about we give this game one try? One try. Totally agree. Lost Eden soundtrack, awesome game, awesome soundtrack. Again, that is easily one of the games or the soundtracks I just put on just to have a bit of a nice listen to it. It's just awesome fun. Okay, let's just skip the credits, because it's just going to... Yeah, no, this game does not end. There's no ending. As far as I know, like maybe, but I can't reach it. And... does this also happen to you guys who own CDI discs? Like these cases, they always end up breaking like this. And yeah, now we are going to the sequel, The Phantom Express, which Phantom Express is quite the game, and not a very good game. I find this game super depressing. These cases are cursed, man. I really love the PS1 cases for Europe. Oh my goodness, I have not played this in ages. I didn't even remember that you could play this in co-op. Huh. Oh, there's difficulty sections. Ah, thank you. Yeah, the Battle of Olympus. The Battle of Olympus playthrough was quite fun.
How many times have you said, if I could only live my life over again, I'd... Well, here on the Phantom Express, we give it to you. One nightmare at a time. Have a nice life, sucker!
Just figured I'd let the cutscene load there. Actually, give you a listen to that. Do the US PS1 games have a slot for the memory card? I thought that only happened with the second game, or PS2. I mean, damn. And boxes for the NES, I don't actually have many of them. Do I have any? Yeah, I have a few, but very unintentional pickups, because those things just add up to the price so much that I just don't don't bother. Yeah, that's whatever. And I do like the PS1. The PS1 cases for the European market, I do actually like just the design of them, but I do agree that they are rather flimsy affairs. But I just like the design. Although I can't stand the platinum versions of the games, like sticking out as a sore thumb in your neatly alphabetical ordered games. And yet, oh. Ah, the poor puppy. I really don't like this game. It's so depressing. Like, also, if you're basically going through your life, but whoever life this is, it's depressing.
You know what's so lovely? You decided to return to your childhood. Oh, you didn't have to, but you did. Fool!
The one saving grace of this game is just Dr. Derf there over there. He's just, I don't know, he's just wholesome as a game icon. I mean, this guy is really giving it his all in this role, and I do like his acting in that regard. It's just... Yeah, this is the sequel to Rest in Pieces, and it's not great. It's also kind of weird. I can just keep clicking. There is no ammo count as in the first. I'm still going to lose, don't you worry. But yeah, all the objects, they are just so erratic that it's near impossible to really aim for anything. Like, all the objects are moving like 5 frames a second. And just all the noises that you hear, it's not good. First game, definitely a winner. This one, not so much. Yeah, this guy also played in It Came From the Desert. You mentioned that last time. I never played that game because which version was it with the cutscenes? it's a cool cinemaware games, but it has a time limit, and time limits I despise. So I didn't.
I tell you, I'm psyched. Totally impressed. You actually get to be a normal, whacked-out teenager. Again! And included in this package is your mom still picking out your clothes and your dad driving you on dates. Ooh. That's hurting, man. See ya.
CDI Queen, if this is what your what it looks like when your life is flashing before your eyes before the end, then let's really avoid that ending, because whew.
You ain't getting out of this round, bunhead, until you score.
Majora's Mask, my favorite game? No. that whole time limit thing again, eh? Which is basically what it comes down to when it comes to Majora's Mask. Although I will be honest, I did not own a Nintendo 64 when it came out, so my experience with either is fairly limited. But yeah, Ocarina of Time I really enjoyed, and Majora's Mask just couldn't get into it.
You know how fast you were going? Get to the corner. Turn left.
Yeah, I'm kinda curious why he didn't get any more rules. Like, did he get like out of the industry at all, or did he just not get any more roles? It's kind of a shame. Ah, what I say at the end of my videos, I say the mazzel, which I think originated in Yiddish, and it's basically saying like luck be with you, and it's something that's very common to hear in the Netherlands, at least in the cities, and it is actually something that I do tend to say to friends when we part ways. The muzzle.
So, you lucked out and gotten married. Let's see what's in store for you. Oh, well, for the next 50 years, it's the same old, same old. That's right. You do the same things, say the same things, and hang out with the same people every single day, rain or shine, holidays included. Really scary. But look, just because I like you, I'll throw in one surprise. It only gets worse!
I mean, he's not wrong. It's like he's kind of motivating you to make a better life for yourself and just enjoy life while it lasts. I think I did beat this game on the easiest difficulty setting. But yeah, the items just get much harder. I didn't hit anything yet. Oh crap. But yeah, I did through easy. I'm pretty sure I looped the game once. But yeah, this game is just, I find this so depressing. I don't enjoy playing this. So I'm also only going to play through it once. And but I am having a good time. So, is there any game that you guys want to see still today? Like, is there any particular game you're kind of interested in seeing, where we can have a brief look at it? I'm not going to go through it fully or long. These items are really hard to shoot all of a sudden. But we can, you know... Did she shoot us? Is there a particular game that you just want to see for like another half an hour or so, we can just, you know, have some fun with it? Or a reference title or something, like, do you want to learn about sharks? CDI has a title in sharks. No, Mad Dog McCree is a lot better, but Mad Dog McCree is so freaking hard. Oh. Well, thank you very much for joining. Regardless, really cool to have seen you. You know, if you enjoyed it, perhaps next time we can enjoy some more CDI stuff.
You like being married, right? Well, that's a good thing, because if you don't get out of here, you get to do it again, and again, and again. Sounds like fun, don't it? Yeah.
And that's all she wrote. Oh, it isn't. Oh no, you've got a couple of lives, right? Oh. I do have Defender of the Crown. So we can have a look at Defender of the Crown. Yeah, the Muscle Man. Great to that you were here. Yeah, I think you got a couple of lives to go through. Or is this infinite lives? I don't remember this game at all. See, I just don't like playing this. So, I haven't played this in years. Defender of the Crown is actually also a game I haven't played since the review I did. So that's also been quite a while. Well, no, I did play it after that one time, I think. Sometimes... That used to be one of my favorite games, actually, to just go through. I have played Zombie Dinos, also a really fun game. Although Zombie Dinos is an issue for me because I only have the Dutch versions. I have like 3 of the bastard. I don't know, it's as an educational title I kinda like it. Like as an actual serious game, not so much. But as an educational game for kids, I mean, I remember enjoying it quite a bit. I mean, Jurassic Park was a thing, so yeah, no, dinos were cool.
You've got 1 life left, bun brain.
Yeah.
Score enough points this round.
It is psychedelic. Yeah, this is our final try. This is our final try. Okay. Let's see if we can actually make it.
Here's the points you need to get out of this round, pea-brain.
I did not hit anything so far. This is... Yeah, I enjoyed Zombie Dinos quite a bit. But, you know, here it's kind of annoying. I have quite a few games which I would love to show off sometime, but they're all in Dutch. One of which is the Laser Lord games, which CDI Queen did an amazing couple of videos on, which I can never hope to even get close on that kind of detail. But yeah, fun game. Also, kind of a guilty pleasure. And I only fairly recently got a English version. Yeah, but only fairly recently. I bought that game like 3 times, and I even asked them, "Is this the English version?" Yeah, sure. And I get it, Dutch version. And I do remember that I promised you a Dutch version as well, because you're collecting all of the Laser Lord games, and one is still reserved for you. Because I don't know any fans bigger for the game. That's a good ending. That's a good ending. It blew up. All right, so let me quickly dig up Defender of the Crown, because I don't have this over here, but it shouldn't be too hard to find. Really should have a shelf one of these days, huh? Yeah, okay, so excuse me for one moment as I will go pick up the game. See you in a bit. Okay, I am very sorry, but I can't actually find the bloody thing. So instead, I figured, let's just try another game real quick then. This one shouldn't take too long to just, have a little look at. And it's one that you might not actually know for those who have a CDI. Whack a Bubble, Does anyone know this one? And yeah, Defender of the Crown, I will save that for another time. It must be in... Like, my collection is just such a mess. I moved into this house. I only got a bit of my collection here. And my parents have a room filled with all of my collection. And yeah, it's just a mess. And apparently there's another box still remaining with some CDI stuff. So we're just going to check this out. Yeah, it's kind of a breakout game. It's a game that you rarely see, unfortunately. Yeah, thank you very much for joining us, CDI Queen. Awesome to have seen you here. Let me actually enlarge my screen here. I didn't even, perhaps it's still even here, because it would be great if I actually have a actual shelf to put the games on. But oh well, all in good time. I've never actually played this with a mouse either, so I was kind of curious as I saw it, like how would that play, because it is a breakout clone, so it would be kind of neat. I haven't played this in ages either. Are there any options actually? Skill level, I'm not very skilled, so make it below 0. Mellow sounds good. Square? Skill level square? Fair and square, I suppose. As I remember it, it's kind of the difference with a normal breakout clone is that your ball needs to be the color of the actual block you're going to hit, which makes it quite frustrating in a couple of levels. And this game has a 2-player option, which CDI doesn't have too many. Let's see. Okay, that went well. Nice clashing background there. Seems like no, almost looked like I was kind of, yeah. It seems like it's dragging to the right a bit. It's kind of weird. I think what's happening here is that this is just not optimized at all for the mouse. Yeah, I should switch out the controller here, because what's happening is that, yeah, it's not analog at all, so I should switch it out for the controller. I'm not actually sure if CDI allows you to hot swap controllers, so let's just... Yeah, this is also kind of surprising me, because I never even knew. Because CDI inputs are basically always, I thought, like basically pointer inputs. Like even the joypad, if you press to the left or right, it's basically sending like a reference how many. Yeah. It's also why the switch on the controller actually changes how fast you go. It just skips a couple of inputs. So that's kind of interesting. Never knew that actually was a thing. Again, I did not own a mouse back then, so that's a recent pickup. Kind of interesting. Again, this game is very late. I think also 1997 or maybe even 1998. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure this never came out in the US. It's a Europe exclusive, probably Dutch exclusive as well. Does it actually have English? I can't read it like this. My phone is somewhere over there. Let's put it on mellow again, because it didn't memorize anything. My CDI does not have a modification, so I cannot save games at the moment. And this game playing audio and music or sound effects and music at the same time is definitely something that it needs the DVC for, because the stock CDI does not allow that. That is very correct. Philips is a Dutch company. Yeah, like one push just sends you a certain amount. That's kind of weird. And if I remember right, if we really that went through it. Yeah, if you press the button, you actually change the color of the ball. I'm not actually sure if this is mandatory or not. It's good chance that the game will only work with either music or music, sound effects or music if there's no DVC, but I'm not actually sure. We could test that in just... No, we could not, because then I need to remove it. Not having a save option for CDI is... It really depends on the game. Like for this game, it's not that bad. Some games also have passwords, but in some games, it's just a pain in the ass. Yeah, exactly. If it's an adventure game like The Seven Guests is a good example. It's just not something that you want to play through in one go, but you know, one of those light gun games, it's usually not a big issue if you can't save your game, because those are more intended to play through in one time. And I only have one CDI that has a working timekeeper battery, or you know, a battery connected to the chip. But unfortunately that drive bay is a bit messed up, so it tends to crash a lot. You really cannot have the ball connect on the sides, it seems. What killed me? Is there a timer? Save game? We can't. But you know, it's kind of a different game where you need to change the color of the ball. But it has a time limit, so worst game ever. Yeah. I don't actually remember how much I paid for the mod, or maybe it was even free. I know someone based on a video offered it, and it was actually the guy I recently bought the mouse from, so it was really cool, you know, to have that contact again, which was completely unintentional. It was just his CDI mouse came up and it happened to be the same guy. Really cool. I am actually looking with my father into doing some CDI timekeeper mods ourselves, because there are still some chips that are actually produced which you can use to replace the whole timekeeper battery, which shouldn't be too much of an issue for him. So we're going to give that a good try. Hopefully that would work, because I have quite a few CDI systems. So you know, it would be great to get those working again and spread the CDI love with some more viewers. I hope you know, send out some more units to people who might enjoy them, because these things need to be played. Yeah, and the chips are not the actual same chips. Oh, come on. Are we stuck in this thing, in this loop here? And we're almost out of time again. I do kind of like the idea of the on the you know, having to actually change the color of the ball, but I do not like the time limit. I'm kind of curious how that would play in the 2-player mode. I think it actually allows simultaneous play. It's been a long while, but I think it had that. But can't really test that now either, because for some reason the one unit Philips decided to make look like a game console, they figured, nah, it probably only needs the one controller port. That went straight through my pallet there. Pedal. Yeah, Pack Panic is also 2-player compatible. That's also a fun game on the CDI. I'm thinking if there's others. Well, Family Games 2 has a 2-player game. Yeah, I think Pink are just like they are killed by everything. And there is a... Oh, come on! I don't really agree with the hitboxes here. Okay, let's try hard mode. This is going to be disastrous. What's with this clown horn? Such an odd. Okay, let's have a freak out. Okay, let's now what's going to be hard about it? Is it going to have a stricter time limit? Doesn't seem harder. Huh. It doesn't seem to make much of a difference, does it? Kinda let down. Also just notice that it's level 001. Does that mean that the game has at least 100 levels? Oh, way too... Yeah, still able to switch colors at will as well. Actually not tried what the second button does. Oh, are you kidding me? You can shoot? Wait, this changes everything. If I can actually hit anything, which we've all seen how terrible I am at that. Okay. Okay, so button 2 actually shoots. This makes it more interesting. Holy crap, I totally forgot about that. I totally forgot about it. This is what I like. This is what I love about just, you know, trying out new games. Yeah, the yellow bar is the ammo, I think. Still don't agree with that those hitboxes though. Okay, that one is fair. I guess the lightning bolts also replenish energy. Yeah, looks like it. Okay, this game just got a lot better because of that shooting mechanic. Get to stone. Where? Oh, now there's gray things. Great. Oh, those are the immovable ones. Yeah, this is yeah. Now, yeah, this is definitely better. If I save the game, can I continue? I saved the game. Does that mean I can... Oh no, not exit! Tetsu Gaiden, oh my goodness. That game is so freaking hard to get far in. But it kind of plays okay. Oh goodness. Let's give that another try. I do like it now. Yeah, this wasn't me. I never designed much more than a Hello World. I did happen to see Tetsu Gaiden just a bit. I did play with the idea, like, should we play with that? But I opted for this one. Yeah, we can resume. Look at that. Yeah, I'm going to jail now. I really don't know why they always said that. Like, were they expecting the Let's Play to be a thing later on? And how did that... You can't make that. How did that, you know, you also had all the kiosks. How about displaying it there? Are all the shops, like, illegal? Are you kidding me? We're a bit too low here to the level too. You can shoot the grey ones. Can you also shoot the red ones? Well, you can, but it doesn't do anything. And I'm not sure if it's an English particularity, but also that prohibited. They also always state that it's illegal to hire the game, which just sounds really weird to me. Like, it's not allowed to hire any hiring of the game. Like, I am not familiar with that term in that context. But maybe that's just my limited knowledge of the English language there. No! It's always hard in these kind of games when you're so low to the ground and your pedal is actually quite slow. Yeah, I don't think the red ones you can actually get rid of. Oh, wrong side. Don't collect the bombs. I'm so used to collecting everything. I just go for it. This is difficult. Okay. If we put it back on easy, does it actually become easier? I don't think it actually makes any difference. Still, square is also such a weird term in this, I guess. Fair and square? Or can't we continue now because it's a different... Yeah, we still can. Kind of curious how many levels there actually are. Like, are those digits actually saying something, or is it still just, you know, after level 20 you're done? I wouldn't put it past the CDI. Ah, right, okay, I did not know that. Ah. Am I now? Now that I know what it is. Being a square. No! The pedal would... No! I keep collecting all the freaking bombs. No, let's avoid it this time. It's the greed, man. It's all the greed. Okay. I did get a bit further, so maybe the speed changes slightly. I mean, to be fair, I only died because I collected all the bombs like a fool. Okay, so let's give this one more try. And after that I will start to shut down a bit, because I'm starting to shut down a bit. So let's see if we can actually get through this. There are some really cool puzzle games on the CDI. I love Mega Maze for the CDI. It's unfortunate that there's no music in that game, which is his biggest flaw, but otherwise I really like it. Lemmings is okay on the CDI. Daimo's Quest is awesome. And of course there's Tetris. Can't go wrong with Tetris. Is there any more I'm forgetting? Probably. It's getting worse than before. Yeah, the one time I actually tried to avoid the damn thing. Daimo's Quest can be really difficult. Yeah, I'm going to quit this and probably call it a night, because it's quite late. Also, no music here, huh? Sure, why not? Where am I? Here I am. But yeah, that was well, not so spooky look at the CDI this evening. Unfortunately, CDI doesn't have a lot of spooky games, but I do hope you guys enjoyed it. Where did I actually put them? I don't know. Somewhere. But yeah, Creature Shock, kind of interesting. Maybe I will practice it a bit and sometime get back with an actual run through the game. But probably for that I want to actually check out the MS-DOS version, which just plays so much better. And this game, I'm actually has been a really long while since I checked this out, but kind of surprised me how interesting it is in its mechanics. It's not easy. But I do kind of like its concept. Daimo's Quest actually has another version on the Amiga, I think, and also on the Lynx of all things, where it's actually a frog. I think Daimo's Quest is actually a rework of that, as in the original it was a frog, but basically the same game. But for CDI they needed a cool dude to be in there, you know, to make it more 90s, I suppose. But yeah, love that game. All the games from SPS Vision are pretty good. SPS? No, SPC Vision. Really fun. Yeah, it was totally a remake, or another remake. Just a different branding. Yeah, thank you very much. Really great to hear that you guys enjoyed it somewhat. Sorry it was such an embarrassing showing of gameplay. Maybe next time I actually have a game that I kind of know. And yeah, if you enjoy some Commodore stuff, then on Sunday we will play through some more tapes. I don't really have any scary tapes for that, but we'll see if we can find some other things. And next Wednesday we'll see if we can find some other CDI game. And if you have any suggestions or requests for these kind of streams to go through, then do let me know. I will try to look up Defender of the Crown, see if I can actually dig that one up, and so we can maybe play through that next week, because it is a fun game. Anyway guys, thank you very much for watching. I'm really glad that you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed my time as well. And yeah, last thing I get to say is have a good evening, and until next time, for now, the muzzle.